Hey, what's going on, TDO players? Axel here. Welcome back to my free-to-play series, and this is the finale, the series finale, the last episode in the series. If you haven't seen these videos before, this is a series where I played through the game from levels 1 to 20 on a pure free-to-play account. I've gone through all the free-to-play content, free content only, no trades with other players, no ship buffs, no auction house, using only what I find. It was the true new player experience. So the topic of this video is going to be, you've hit level 20, so what do you do from here? What are your options? And level 20 is the point in the game where there's a split, and you have to pick one of two paths, really. Path 1 is the Reincarnation Path. Path 2 is the path if you want to continue to level and get to endgame and play endgame. So let's talk a little bit before I get into other things. Let's talk about the two different paths available and some of the pros and cons as you're weighing them as a new player and what you might want to do. Before we talk about that, though, the very first thing you should do, whether you take the Reincarnation Path or the second path, the level to cap path, is you're going to want to talk to this fate spinner. That's why I'm here. And you're going to want to go to the spin your fate objective here. So they'll prompt you to go to the junction of the spheres to claim your epic destinies. And that's why we have this little purple box here. This shows that our epic destinies are ready to unlock. Epic destinies are your epic enhancements, so you're going to want to go do that. I'll show you that in just a minute, but before I do that, at the start of the video here, I want to talk more about these two paths and the pros and cons of each and what you might want to think about as you go forward from here at level 20 in DDO. So let's talk first about the Reincarnation Path. The heroic true reincarnation is what you're going to want to do if you are going to go down this path. And this is the true free-to-play path. So if you want to stay pure free-to-play, what I recommend you do is reincarnate. So you would reincarnate your character, which means you would take your level 20 character and you would go all the way back to level 1. Now, why would you want to do that? There's a bunch of benefits to doing this. So if you decide to do this and continue playing the game this way, here's your benefits. So first of all, you will get a 34-point build character. What does this mean? Well, as a free-to-play player, you started out on what's known as a 28-point build character. Now, if you own 32-point build and maybe you bought that or something, you may have 32 points. But as a free-to-play player, you would have started out on a 28-point build character, which means you had 28 build points at character creation. So by going from reincarnating one time, you're going to get a 34-point build, which means you have 6 extra build points at character creation to put into your stats. So this is like strength, dexterity, constitution, that kind of stuff. So you're going to have higher stats on your character because you're going to be 34-point. In addition, you get the benefit of being second life, which means you can unlock hard immediately. So there's no more unlocking running on normal to unlock hard and then running on hard to unlock elite. In Reaper, you can instantly, any quest in the game, you now can unlock on hard. Okay, so, and if you do reincarnate a second time, you can also unlock on, you'll just be able to unlock on any difficulty in the game, elite, Reaper, whatever, straight out of the gate. Okay, so that's the advantages of reincarnating once and then reincarnating twice. So that's a really big deal, not just for convenience, but also it lets you earn DDO points faster because you no longer have to grind through normal to earn hard, so you're going to get 2/3 favor right out of the gate. So that's the other advantage. The other advantage of heroic true reincarnating, or TRing is what we call it for short in the DDO community, is you're going to get a past life feat, and this changes based on the class you are. So as Paladin, because every class and every archetype within a class has a different past life feat. So if you are, say, a Paladin like me, your past life feat is going to be +10 to healing amplification. So it's a permanent benefit forever on this character. I'm going to have, no matter how many persistent reincarnations and everything, I'm going to have +10 extra healing amp to positive energy. The other big advantage is it resets all of your favor. So it wipes like all your favor here. All that we've earned as we've leveled up by doing all these quests on elite, it wipes all of that back to 0, which is a good thing because that means you can re-earn the favor and re-earn DDO points. Because again, you get, for every 100 DDO points on a server, you get every 100 favor on a server, you get 25 DDO points. So you're going to reset your stuff. You're going to be able to earn DDO points again, and this will stack on top of the DDO points you've already earned. This lets you earn more DDO points to buy more stuff from the store, so you can buy content, expansions, whatever, and you can earn these DDO points more efficiently because you can unlock on hard second life, and then third life, you can unlock on elite. So those are some of the big benefits. And the final benefit, I would say, is you can try a completely new build. So once you heroic to reincarnate, everything resets. So you can do a completely new race, class, gender, whatever you want. You can do anything else. You can change your alignment. You can change everything. So keep that in mind. Okay, so that's the free-to-play option and the reincarnation option. So if you don't want to do that, let's say you want to go towards you want to go and just continue to level. Okay, I will say at this point, if you want to continue to level, you need to either have access to the free quest code, which if you're watching this in 2025, I'll put a pinned comment below, but there's actually a free quest code available to the end of 2025 that can let you unlock all the adventure packs in the game for free permanently. This is a promotion tends to happen once every year, every other year, something like that. But if that's not available to you, say you missed it, you're watching this in 2026 or sometime in the future, then what I really would recommend if you want to continue to level is go VIP, because there's just not enough free quests to level from 20 to 34 technically. Yes, you can do it technically, but it would be incredibly grindy and not really fun, and it would kind of defeat the purpose of leveling anyway, since even if you did grind and get to 34, you're going to be repeating a lot of quests. You're not going to be earning a lot of DDO points as a result of repeating quests. And once you get to level cap, since you're not going to own much content, you're not really going to be able to engage in the end game with the other players, because you won't own that content. Like, you won't own expansions. You won't be able to have access to the vast majority of the raids in the game. If you want to raid it in game, you won't have access. You'll have access to some, but a lot of the legendary quests in in game, you may not, you won't have access to. So I really would recommend, either at this point at level 20, either have the free quest code. If you missed the free quest code and you want to continue, then go VIP and then save up your DDO points going forward to, as you get towards cap, to buy more content in the store permanently. If you don't want to go VIP, you don't want to pay, again, what I recommend is reincarnate. So go from 20 to level 1. So those are the two options. So let's talk about the advantage of option 2, the leveling option. The advantage. Okay, so here's some of the advantages of leveling through epics and leveling through legendary. So epics are quests from levels 20 to 29, and legendaries are quests level 30 and above. So the advantages of this is, once you get to level 20 and get into epics, you can actually, no matter if you're first life, second life, or third life plus, you can unlock all epic quests on any difficulty you want. So it's only for heroics are you gated to normal. Once you get to epics, this frees up. So that's an advantage. And some of the other advantages of playing to level cap is there's a lot of stuff to do at cap. So at cap, you can farm Reaper XP from legendary Reaper quests. This is one of the main things people do at endgame. And that's why would you do that specifically at endgame? Well, because Reaper experience is best earned at endgame, because there's a 2x multiplier on Reaper XP from legendary quests. So that's the best place to earn Reaper XP if you want to earn Reaper XP. We've talked about this a bunch in the series, but here's your Reaper enhancements, so you can earn Reaper XP to get points, which is another way to progress your character and make your character stronger. The next thing you can do is farm out loot. Say you want to build a super awesome character at cap. Farming out loot to maximize the character you're going for, the very specific character you're going for, is a thing a lot of people do. It lets you, having stronger gear at endgame means you can more easily complete Reaper quests or Reaper raids to hit your Reaper XP goals, or whatever other goals you might have in game, such as completing sagas or whatever you want to do. And then the other big part, a couple other big parts of being at level cap, is you can run raiding, which are 12-person quests. There are a couple raids in heroics that we covered. I know in a previous episode I did cover in this series the Tempest Spine raid on heroic, which is the only free-to-play heroic raid. But there are a lot of raids at in-game you can run. It's really fun, and raids are more group-centric quests that allow a maximum of 12 players instead of 6. And you can also, by running raids, not earn raid gear, and you can also earn ingredients called Threads of Fate, which is an in-game ingredient to let you buy some really cool stuff like filigree to help your sentient weapons. And that's not a topic I'll go into in this video, but if you want to learn more about sentient weapons, go to the DDO wiki, and it has a nice article there about them. The other things you can do at in-game is you can epic reincarnate or iconic reincarnate. So you can, if you're an iconic race, which we are not right now, but if you are an iconic race, you can iconic reincarnate, which means going from level 30 to level 15. You must be an iconic race to do that. But the other main thing you can do is you can epic reincarnate, which you can do on any race, and that means you go from level 30 to level 20. And the epic reincarnation has this, I could talk for 20, 30 minutes on epic reincarnation. I'm not going to do that. But epic reincarnation has its own set of past life feats, and a lot of them are really good, and they're pretty darn front loaded as well. So that's a really good idea too to progress your character. So yeah, so that's kind of the things you can do at Endgame. And the only last option you really have at this point in your DDO adventuring career here is you could, instead of doing option 1 or option 2, you could, if you wanted to, just roll a second character and play a different character if you want to. I mean, I think at this point you'll probably want to progress your main character by doing, option 1 or option 2, but if you want to roll a new character, you can do that as well. So with all that said, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what you want to do if you decide to reincarnate. If you decide you want a heroic true reincarnate from level 20 back to level 1, you have to earn an item called a heroic true heart of wood in order to do this. And you can purchase this item in-game for 20 tokens of the 12. So how do you earn tokens of the 12? Well, tokens of the 12 drop in certain Eberron only epic level quests. So you have to run them on epic, which means level 20 and above quests. 20 to 29, because 30 and above is legendary. But anyways, you have to earn 20 tokens of the 12. So as a free-to-play player, if you're a true free-to-play, you're going to have only 3 quests available to you to earn these tokens, and this is the epic version of the Lords of Dust chain. This is the same chain we covered in episode 33. You do have to run these on their epic versions, which is level 21. And of the 3 quests in that chain, by far your best option is going to be Lords of Dust, rather than Servants of the Overlord or Spinner of Shadows. So what I highly recommend you do to most efficiently earn these 20 tokens is open the LFM panel. You're going to want to run this quest on Elite, and post an LFM for the quest and type in the description, Elite, farming for tokens, please pass, set it to 20 to 34 in terms of your level, and hit update, and hopefully you get some people to help you on Elite to help you earn these tokens. Because what you can do, these tokens drop in the end chest. So if you have generous people with you, you can they can pass the item, the token to you in the chest, vastly reducing your farming time. Now, there is a chest ransack mechanic to deal with, so if you're strictly soloing, which you shouldn't, but if you are soloing, you are going to have to do Lords of Dust 20 times to get 20 tokens, because you get 1 token per run, but you have quest ransack to where you can only, is mechanic in DDO, where you can only loot a chest 8 times per week. So if you decide, for whatever reason, to only solo, you're going to have to also run Servants of the Overlord and Spinner of Shadows for tokens as well, unless you want to just wait and do it over the course of several weeks to wait out the ransack. Once you get your 20 tokens, here's where you buy them. Lehar, this NPC, and the 12. If you remember the 12, this is where, say, the quests like Delirium and Diplomatic Impunity that we covered in previous episodes, Mired and Kobold's other quests were. But you just go right here, to the southwest right here, talk to Lehar, and get your heroic true heart of wood. Make sure you get the heroic true heart of wood, not the heroic true heart of blood. I mean, unless you want to racial reincarnate. But one of blood is for racial reincarnation, and the heroic true heart of wood is for heroic true reincarnation. And I think as a new player, you should do heroic true heart of wood and do heroic reincarnation, because the past lives for that are less backloaded, so you get more benefit, I think, from one past life by going that way. I know 20 tokens also may seem like a lot, but I'm telling you, if you group as I recommended, you can farm out 20 tokens in under an hour. It's pretty quick. So once you're ready to reincarnate, what you need to do is you need to go to the Hall of Heroes, which you can access right here in the center west part of the marketplace, right here. And you can hop in right here, and this is where you need to go to actually do the reincarnation. Once you have your heroic true heart of wood, you're going to run here into Hall of Heroes, and you're going to go to the Reincarnation Grove, which is right here. And I'm just going to jump off. You can go right here on the bottom floor of the Hall of Heroes, hop in right here to the Reincarnation Grove, and it'll walk you step by step through reincarnation. You're just going to talk to the Life Shaper here. You're going to have to select what kind of reincarnation you're going to do, and you'll have to have your true heart of wood to place here to proceed on, and then you just follow the steps from here. It's pretty straightforward. So no matter if you are going to reincarnate or you're going to continue to level, Very first life, you do need to complete this unlock, Epic Destiny unlock little quest here. So we're going to talk to the Fate Spinner here, and this is what you're going to want to do whether you are going to go farm out tokens of the 12 to reincarnate, or if you're going to continue to level, because without talking to the Fate Spinner, unlocking your Epic Destinies, you won't have access to your Epic Enhancement. So your Epic Destinies are effectively your Epic Enhancements, so your Heroic Enhancements stop. So these enhancements, these stop at level 20. These do not progress any further. From now on, your progression for your enhancements is going to be from your Epic Destinies. So to get your Epic Destinies before you can take any of these enhancements, you talk to the Fate Spinner, and they're going to send you to the Junction of the Spheres. And all this really is a tutorial on Epic Destinies. This exists. This is a one-time thing you only have to do once ever on a character, unlocking these Epic Destinies. But this just serves to introduce you to the concept of Epic Destiny. So all you need to do, talk to the Fate Spinner there. It's going to drop you into this room, and there's a different room here for each of the different spheres. So Divine, Primal, Arcane, and Martial. So just start on one side to the left, and all we're going to do is we're going to talk to each of these NPCs in here. You can stop and read if you want to. I'm not going to read this, but all we're going to do is this is going to unlock each of these NPCs represents one Epic Destiny each, and these Epic Destinies are really each of these Epic Destinies is a specific enhancement tree within your Epic Enhancements. That's effectively what they are. So just go through, talk to each NPC. And this is going to give you not just access to each tree, but it's going to give you access to your fate points, which give you Epic Destiny points effectively to spend in the spheres. And if you are I guess I'll give you a little recommendation as to what I like to do when I level with the Paladin. But let's go ahead and finish unlocking this first. But each of these NPCs, it's kind of cool to read, first time. Each of these NPCs will give you a little introduction to each tree and what it's for. So this one is actually, this is the only one that's a paid Epic Destiny. So there is one paid Epic Destiny right now, which is the Macro Technic, which is the Epic Destiny that's catered more towards the Artificer class. But all the other, as of right now, all the other Epic Destinies are free. So here's the Martial ones. So here we go. So now we've talked to all these folks. We can now head out back to Stormreach where we were. That's all you got to do. And there's actually a Fate Spinner here if you want to talk to her. But what she'll do is now that we've talked to all of them, we can now go to our Epic Destinies, and we actually have access to a lot of these. Now, what I like to do on a Paladin specifically, and what I do for most of mine, and you can cater this to what you like to do. Probably on this character, I would probably go tier 5 Divine Crusader. Definitely on a Paladin. There's a lot of nice synergy here, but Divine Crusader is kind of the main Paladin focus tree. Fury of the Wild, I like using a lot. It has a lot of great enhancements, stuff like Adrenaline and Quick Cutter. Quick Cutter is really good for leveling. And then for your third tree, there's some good options. Grandmaster of Flowers is good as a leveling tree. You can also do something like I really like Shadow Dancer as well, which is the more rogue focused tree. It has some really nice stuff in it, really nice enhancements, really nice Step Through Shadow, which is a dimension door clicky here in the second core. So something like that. I mean, definitely Fury of the Wild and Divine Crusader, and then one of the other options that I kind of went over, Legendary Dreadnought's really good as well for a third tree. So one of those I would probably go for my third tree. But let's go ahead and hop back out to Stormreach, to the marketplace. Now that our Epic Destinies are claimed, that's going to be it for this episode and for the series. So even though the series is ending, it doesn't mean that DDO content for me is ending. So I hope you stay tuned here on Axel's DDO channel on YouTube, and give me a sub if you aren't subbed already, if you want to see my future videos. Also in the description below, I'll have a link to my link tree, which contains links to all my other content. So I've got a DDO podcast you can check out. I've got a Twitch page where I stream regularly, twitch.tv/AxelAlexK. You can check out my DDO music covers. You can check out my Discord and chat with me. My Discord's linked there below in the description for an invite if you want it. And yeah, all my other stuff is there as well. Second YouTube channel, all kinds of other stuff for me. So guys, that's going to be it for the series. Yeah, signing off. Hope you all enjoyed it, and see y'all around. Take care.